All right, today we're going to tackle a massive business puzzle. How do companies possibly sift through millions and millions of people to find the exact ones who actually want what they're selling? It might seem like magic, but it's not. It's a really smart marketing strategy. So let's break it all down.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Imagine you're starting a business, like right now. Who are you selling to? Who is your ideal customer? Seriously, take a second. Picture that person.
Okay, now, if the answer that popped into your head was everyone, or maybe anybody with a credit card, well, you've just stumbled into one of the biggest, most expensive mistakes in business. But hey, don't worry, because the fix is actually a much smarter, way more focused approach. All right, so first up, let's talk about this trap. I like to call it the everyone delusion. You know, the idea that your product or service is so great it should be for, well, everybody. And look, it sounds amazing on paper, right? But in the real world, it is a recipe for disaster.
Here's the thing about targeting everyone. You end up speaking to absolutely no one. Think about it. Your message gets so watered down, it's meaningless. You're just throwing your marketing budget into a black hole, spending money on people who were never, ever going to buy from you. Your efficiency tanks and your business risk, it goes through the roof. It's the total opposite of what smart marketing is supposed to be, which is all about being efficient and focused.
So, okay, if trying to sell to everyone is a huge mistake, what's the right move? Well, there's a much smarter strategy, and it all comes down to two really powerful ideas that work together to give you this laser-like focus. And those two concepts are segmentation and targeting. Now, they sound kind of similar, but they're actually two totally different steps in a process. First comes segmentation. Just imagine you have a giant map of every potential customer in the world. Segmentation is the part where you draw borders on that map, creating little countries or groups. Then comes targeting. That's when you look at all those countries you just drew and decide, okay, that's the one we're going to visit. That's where we're going to focus all our energy.
So yeah, that first step, segmentation, it's all about analysis. It's just the homework you do to figure out what different kinds of groups are even out there.
And then comes targeting. This is the action step. This is where you make the big decision and choose which of those groups gets all your attention and all your resources. Okay, that all sounds good in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you find these groups out in the wild? Let's get practical. So, marketers have basically four main ways to slice up the market. First, there's geographic. Pretty simple. It's just based on where people live. Then you have demographics. These are the hard facts, age, income, gender, that kind of stuff. You can go deeper with psychographics. This is where you look at their lifestyle, their attitudes, their personality. And finally, you can segment by behavior. What do people do? How often do they buy? How loyal are they to a certain brand? But here's where the real magic happens. You combine them. A company might use what's called a geocluster approach. They'll mix demographics with geography to find the exact neighborhoods where their perfect customers are all clustered together. So you're not just looking for, say, people in their 30s. No, you're looking for 30-somethings who live in these specific zip codes and who also tend to buy certain things. All right, so let's say you've done your homework, you've mapped out all these different potential groups of customers. Now for the million-dollar question, how on earth do you choose the right one to target? Well, smart businesses definitely don't just guess. They run every single potential group through a tough checklist. They ask themselves questions like, can we actually measure this group? Is it big enough to be profitable? Is it stable, or is this just some passing trend? Can we even reach these people with our ads? And if we do, will they even care? You see, getting a no on any of these is a huge red flag. When it comes down to it, the perfect target is always at an intersection of two key questions. First, whose needs can you satisfy better than anybody else? And second, who are going to be your most profitable customers in the long run? That sweet spot, right where what you do best lines up perfectly with what they really need, that's your target. Okay, so you've picked your target. Now, it's go time. It's time to execute. And this choice you just made, it is not just some academic exercise. It is the decision that drives every single thing your marketing team does from here on out. Now, from a high level, a company really has two main ways to go. They can use a concentration strategy, basically putting all their eggs in one basket to totally own one specific market segment. Or they can use a multi-segment strategy, where they go after two or more different groups. But, and this is super important, they have to create a completely unique marketing plan for each one. And you see these strategies playing out all around you every day. Think about Costco. They use a differentiated strategy, targeting really big groups of people who all want one thing: value. Then you have Trader Joe's, which is a perfect example of a niche strategy. They go after smaller, more specialized groups who are looking for unique, interesting products. And then there's micro-marketing, like with Groupon, which can target you as an individual or a tiny local group with a very specific deal. And this brings us to maybe the most important takeaway of all. Choosing your target market isn't just a decision, it's the decision. It's like the sun in your marketing solar system. It's the central gravitational force that everything else revolves around. This one choice controls your entire marketing mix, what people often call the 4 Ps. Your product gets designed with the features that this specific group cares about. Your promotion, your ads, is designed to get their attention. The place you sell is chosen based on where they actually shop. And finally, the price is set at a level that they are willing to pay. See? Every single piece of the puzzle is custom built for that one group. So, I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. The next time you see an ad, doesn't matter if it's on TV, online, a billboard, whatever, don't just let it wash over you. Stop and try to reverse engineer it. Look at the words, the images, the vibe, where you're seeing it, and ask yourself, who are they really talking to? Who is their perfect customer? I promise, once you start looking for it, you'll start seeing this strategy absolutely everywhere.